We're walking around aimlessly in what I suppose is the red light district, but it's still daytime and the lights haven't come on yet, so I'm walking off the glutinous sludge of the coffee I can't ingest, and Daniel doesn't know what he's doing anyway. Amsterdam's streets are a bit narrow and a bit dirty, like the minds of the people in them. Signs promising things you have to turn the magazine sideways to understand, with pictures you didn't realise anyone else had imagined, and doorways leading to other perceptions. Dan is trying to translate the boards outside the knocking shops until I tell him they're already in English. He's delighted. I realise our inhibitions are going to diverge pretty soon. What does coprophagia mean? It's like veganism, Dan. Oh, yeah. One street, pedestrian but racy, he finds an establishment low enough for his morals and his pocket both. It's a peep show. He wants to go in. It's 2 in the afternoon and he has to pay £5 to have a quick wank in front of some smackhead Russian prosy with all the lights on. Suddenly he's all Henry Miller. I'm still Windy Miller. I wait outside as Dan goes in. I feel exposed. It's like holding the lead while your dog shits in the middle of Pall Mall. I curse myself for being a Protestant in a street full of prostitutes. I say mutter mutter to myself. This was ridiculous. I only had about 60 more years to live, and Danny was using up some of my time, making me wait for him outside a tug bar in the drizzle. At least there was no one else around. I could be the unseen seer, the hidden observer. No one else knew what he was doing. No one else knew what I was doing, which was knowing what he was doing. I like this sort of identity because it wasn't an identity. I didn't need to do anything. And I didn't need to take responsibility for doing it because it was happening anyway. Wait till I got back, though. I'd tell everyone. Someone walked by, not looking at me. I would have browsed. I would have tried to be congruous, but the street was full of pawn shops, and it's not easy to pretend to be mulling over flagellation or mutilation, domination or submission. I hummed, and I hummed some more. I moved 68% of my weight to the other foot. Oh yeah, blending in. Do this all the time, just hanging out here, man. He walked past and stopped at a ticket booth a little way up the street and stood there looking back at me. I put my hands in my pockets and turned my back on him. I tried to regroup my cool, did a thing with my hand through my hair, shucked my bag higher on my shoulder, dressed in black, good. Got out the stuff and rolled a cigarette, quick and sure, rolled it, licked it, lit it. Smoked it in my mouth, hands in my pockets, hunched. Oh yeah, belonging, totally cool here, man. Just smoking a slow one on the corner, it's all good. Why did I feel like such a wanker standing outside a wank stand? The guy walked back down the street past me. I rotated as he passed, keeping my back to him, pretending I was looking up the street for who? Huggy Bear to come by. I'm trying not to exist, and this guy's walking around me like I'm an exhibit or something. I felt uncomfortable, examined. While I was waiting alone in the street, I was a secret observer of Daniel's doings. I was doing the thing tacked onto someone else's actions. I was even feeling a bit vicarious. I didn't have to consider my position. I wasn't doing anything. It wasn't my fault. But when the guy walked by me, saw me, he made me know he saw me. He turned me into the thing, the guilty party. He made me know I existed because he existed. He made me see myself being seen. He stole my observation status. Le voleur de voyeur. I saw myself being seen, the waiter, not the doer. For fuck's sake, how long does it take to knock one off in a strip show cubicle, you hippie cunt? This went on for a while, the onlooker looking on the looked on. I didn't like it, but then I don't know much. The rain didn't stop. I pulled on my cigarette while Daniel pulled on something else. Another passerby passed by. I imagined their scorn. It might have been better to go in and live with the self-disgust. I was more used to that anyway. Time passed, people passed, the present passed into the past. I was so bored and sick of being bored, I almost broke through into the clear blue waters of a proper depression. Nothing that exciting was going to happen, though, and I knew it. I was the one waiting outside where stuff happened, after all. Dan had gone inside. He'd gone for it. He'd actively sought out an experience for himself. Come to think of it, it was a pretty big step for him, getting all appetitey and demanding and all that. Taking what he wanted, wow. Okay, it's just a J. Arthur, but it was a start, better than nothing, which was what I'd got. He came out smiling. I was revulsed. Yeah, fucking he, you pervy bastard. We walked up the street. He hitched his bag up on his shoulder. I was burning to know what it was like. I wasn't going to ask him. What was it like? I felt like Eric Idle, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. He started to describe what it was like, and my spirits drooped as he told me about the discreet lighting and the cool music and the clean room and the indiscreet, hot, dirty woman who took her clothes off in front of him. Then I remembered the amount of drugs and dementia between Daniel and reality and took some solace in my cynicism, and not for the first time, let me tell you. I made a connection, Dan said, glowing in some sort of post-jerk reaction. What's the point? She had a tattoo on her hip, an ankh. When she finished, I showed her mine. He had an ankh on a string around his neck. Did I tell you Daniel was into ancient Egyptian bollocks as well as everything else? Sometimes I feel so tired, so tired. I showed her mine, and as she came off, she gave me a thumbs up. There are so many feed lines in there, I can't believe I'm not writing this for you. I think we really connected, She had an ankh, and you had a wank. And that's a connection. Apparently, it was.